The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Secret Session.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
Give me a break.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
It is indeed our own form of a secret sesh. I don't know. I feel like I'm intruding on the Secret Sesh logo. Because indeed the real true Secret Sesh was in Detroit last night. But since I mixed down an entire 2-hour Secret Sesh custom-made audio suite for this, broadcast, and it didn't get used by accident. Technical difficulties, I think it were. I'm going to use that audio for this custom broadcast, a live broadcast. We are coming to you today from the Clio Cannabis Cup. And it's a great event out here. I can tell you the sun is shining. It is beautiful weather. It's a little bit humid, but not too bad.
Not anymore. It's cooling down beautifully.
There are people out here in droves. I tell you, I don't know where they all came from, but I don't think it matters. I know that we have a couple of hours to cover here from the Cannabis Cup today, this Saturday. And then tomorrow when we come back sometime before the awards show, we'll maybe try and talk to some of the people who've made contest entries. And today, I guess, a way to feature a portion of that would be to talk to some of the vendors who are out here, because they're all vying for an entry in the Cannabis Cup called Best Booth. So you can actually enter to be the best booth. I don't think the Full Melt booth is going to be best booth because, I don't know. We got a couple shirts here. We got our logo hanging out. We got us with our cool radio gear in the background. Of course, we're helping people collect signatures for MI Legalized so that we can legalize cannabis in 2016. And in that effort, we've also got some Canalock bags from our Canalock sponsors at Canalock.com or at NoSmell.com, because they are the no-smell bags. So we got some no-smell bags out here at special discount prices. If you want to save like $10 off the online price, you can grab one here at the Cannabis Cup a little bit cheaper. That being said, we've got some interesting guests lined up. I'm trying to get Dan Sky, who we had on the show on Thursday, on the program to maybe talk about some of the stuff that he's been out taking pictures of. He's out clipping pictures for an upcoming issue of High Times Magazine right now. And of course, I'm sure there's some stuff he wants to post online. And maybe there's some stuff they'll put on the new mobile app so you can see what's happened out here. Maybe when you come out tomorrow, you can see what you missed yesterday if you didn't come out yesterday. So it's going to be a great time. And I wanted to tell you that, people come from far and wide to hang out here at the Cannabis Cup and also to be vendors. People from all over the country, there's a traveling circus, I think. There's an entourage that travels around with the official Cannabis Cup tour as they go around the country from month to month. And it's interesting if you've ever gone to a Cannabis Cup. I think I just lost my headphones. So it's interesting if you've ever gone to one of the Cannabis Cups. When you come back to one, you'll see a lot of the familiar faces, people that you had a chance to have a good conversation with. Maybe you smoked a doobie around the back corner, hung out and chatted for a while, got to know each other in a more than standard way. Because, most people, when they get to know each other, they aren't necessarily passing around a straw or passing around a joint. It's kind of communal. It's like you broke bread with them, but instead you broke bud with them. I think it's a good idea. But when you do that and you meet people, if you're in another state and you hang out with some people that you've never met before, because the people who attend the cup certainly change from cup to cup, every single cup. The people who are at the cup also change from cup to cup, but there are some regulars. There are some people that are that you'll recognize as being here all the time, and so it's fun when you run into them and have a chance to talk to them. Now, when we got to the Cannabis Cup this year, I think we were expecting to set up our own tent. We have our normal. Normally, when we come out and do these live broadcasts, we bring our own tent with us. But these guys were kind enough to set up a whole row of tents for, I think, all the people in our booth area. There goes Bob Redden. And Bob's saying goodbye. He's taken off from his booth over at the Michigan Medical Marijuana Association booth. I think Bob's packing it up for the evening. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. When you get a chance to bump into people that you're familiar with and catch up with, and then others that maybe you haven't seen before, that's certainly a lot of fun. So along that spirit, now they're eating. They got some Doritos, and they got some chips dip over there, some cheese. It looks like, I don't know what it is. They're eating like out of a Doritos bag with a fork. So whatever it is, it looks delicious. It looks like a nacho, like made up. Did a vendor make that for you guys? It's a walking taco, he says. I like that. Somebody had a great invention. I mean, hey, if the guys at Taco Bell can turn Doritos into something Mexican, I'm sure that you can do it with a couple of things you can throw in that bag and shake around real quick. So I'm talking to the people over at Pittsburgh Normal. They are at the booth next to us in the non-medicating area, although we have been medicating here in the non-medicating area. Simply because, I think, other people, like, if you are over here, because I've got a card, so, I'm over here in my little area smoking when I want to, when I need to. If I want to, I can. So, but if you don't have a wristband with the medication thing on it, you can't be doing that at all, and they'd rather be you in the medicated area. There is a medicated area. But see, I'm tied to the booth, so I'll, going to medicate here and now and then. I mean, it's just what's going to happen. You're at the Cannabis Cup. How could you not? I mean, it would be almost like a sin to not medicate at the Medical Cannabis Cup. What would be the point of coming to the Medical Cannabis Cup and not medicating? It would seem to be, logical. It would follow that people may use some medication while they're at the Cannabis Cup. Tell me, we got a guest microphone. We might as well take advantage of using it. So I want to talk to the people at Pittsburgh Normal when they get done mowing down. Because it looks like they're having a good time mowing. I don't want to interrupt their dinner. Plus, it's hard to talk through taco salad or whatever that is in there. But so in the meanwhile, Robert, our technical advisor, because we wouldn't get on the air were it not for Robert.
Beep, boop, boop.
I think, isn't this your computer, Robert? Because we don't have the standard studio computer with us.
Yes, it is, Steve. This would be my computer.
It is. So.
Hey, look, it's Monica.
It is Monica. We asked Monica to come back and talk to us. I noticed she was talking to my friend and business partner, Ryan. And so they were hanging out here, having a good yak. And I thought, that's a conversation I think I might want to have on the radio. But first, I want to ask Robert.
Yes.
You were listening. I noticed you checking out your phone. What were you checking out?
Oh, the various different stream formats, be it Spreaker, thefilmmelt.com. Or
no.
our in-house application.
You were checking out the in-house application. Was it working?
Yes.
It
is working.
Can you demonstrate that it works?
It will be.
Can you you got to be a real closer to the mic.
You want me to put the phone in the microphone?
No, you got to be real. See how close I'm to the mic? Yeah, be close to the mic.
Test.
There you go. Now we can hear you. So, was it streaming the audio of the Cannabis Cup to the mobile app, the test mobile app that we
It started streaming, Steve. Yes, we are.
Shut up.
I'm putting enthusiasm.
No, so let's demonstrate it. Can you pull it out and make the sound into the microphone?
What?
Yeah, I want to.
Put the phone in the mic.
Yeah, just open up the app.
Wait. Like that? Can you hear it?
Yeah. Here, turn that knob number 2 over there.
It's going to be a feedback loop.
Turn knob number 2 up over there a little bit. Oh, no, up there, up on the, no, back there. Knob number, back there.
This one?
Yeah, turn it up, a little bit.
More?
Yeah,
more?
A little more.
More?
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Now hold it up there. Turn that knob number 2 over there up. Turn knob number 2 up over there a little bit. Oh, no, up there. You see, he's playing. Yeah, okay, you can pull it back now. He's playing the live stream through the mobile app. I mean, there's no other way that audio is getting from here at the Cannabis Cup to the mobile app than through Robert's custom-developed software for that purpose. I mean, the streamer is developed by the Full Melt under Robert's tutelage. Is that right? Did I say that right, tutelage?
I am author of all IT works within the the company.
Well, not all of them, because you don't do the website, do you? Do you do the fullmelt.com website?
Oh, the secondary website? Yeah, the primary.
That's the primary website. That's where people hear our audio at.
We're at the Full Melt or Full Dash Melt, I thought. Either one.
Well, the full-melt.com, you can't watch anything there, can you? It just has a logo. There's not even a logo where there is. There is a logo. There is a logo.
Oh, that's the boilerplate.
It's the boilerplate.
Yeah.
You're looking at the think tank of the Full Melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It is the firewall from which all the technology of the mobile app springs forth.
Yeah. Plus, you can check out development versions of the application. Watch the live stream.
I think only the nerds of the marijuana smoking community may be interested in that information.
Wow.
Well, it's cool, though, because, when you develop one of these applications, you got to do testing on different kinds of devices. You got, if you're doing for iOS, you got the iPhone and the various versions of the iPhone with their different screen sizes, and then you've got the little iPods and the different iPod screen size plays. So there's like 7 or 8 different screen sizes you got to, conform to in the world of mobile app just with iOS. Is there a lot with Android, or is it kind of just all the same for Android?
Android is the more cushy development environment.
It's not so cumbersome.
Right.
It's not so complicated. Right.
Exactly. Camera.
So I just like to say complicated. It complicates a fun word to say if you say all the syllables with emphasis. Complicated.
It's fastidious.
Fastidious.
Not so much.
No, it's like you're testing a microphone. Fastidious. Fastidious.
Dibs. I got dibs on that word, too.
Fastidious. You've got dibs on the word fastidious?
Yeah, stop saying it right now.
Is that a fastidious use of the word fastidious?
You can have either persnickety or...
Persnickety?
Yeah, you get that one. That one's a little gay, too, so that's all.
Persnickety is gay?
Well... It's no fastidious, that's for sure.
No, it's fastidious sounds kind of festive. It could be fastidiously persnickety.
Yeah.
So much for Introduction to Bob 101.
Yep.
Right?
IT and linguistics.
All righty then. So now, honestly, because I thought maybe we could demo the iOS version of the app. It's not working, is it?
Yeah, well,
we were listening to the Android version through that microphone a minute ago. I have an iOS. Let's see if I'm going to test it right now.
Yeah,
I can't test it because we're going to commercial break. Hang on a second. So we'll give you a little teaser. On the other side, when we come back, we got Monica stacked up, ready to talk to Monica about what's going on here at the Cannabis Cup.
Monica's fun.
We got the people from Pittsburgh Normal lined up. And I hear, you can't see it on the radio, but I think there might be some naked chicks showing up from one of the booths to talk about what they're promoting over on the medicated side. More coming up in moments. Don't go away.
You're getting the Full Melt.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Get growing with GrowMax. Indoor, outdoor, beginner, or a warehouse full of Gavitas. Probiotic organics, or huge production with Max Power Monster Aeroponics systems. We can help you rock it. YouTube GrowMax with 2 X's. Customer service is why we're blowing up. And I'm Dave. My cell number is 906-221-2111. We also specialize in electrical and HVAC and new double-ended bulb technology. 906-221-2111. Get growing. GrowMax.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred elements.
Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Dorr Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Oh, no, what was that? There was something weird there. I screwed up that secret session intro. See, now I'm mad at myself. I need to fire my producer. You're fired, Steve. Wait a minute. I just fired myself. I can't do that. I'm not fired. Okay, retraction of firement. I can't fire myself because then we'd have no audio for the show. So, okay, here we go. So we're talking to the Cannabis Cup. I notice when I'm... people watch a lot out here. I sit out here and I talk to people and I notice what they're doing. And I notice the first thing I noticed about the Cannabis Cup was that when you go over to the medicated side, it looks like everybody is just in a daze. If you're either in a daze or you're in line to get in a daze. I mean, I think that's what's mostly going on. So while I'm people watching, I noticed that my friend Ryan is talking to Monica. Now, Monica's having So tell us, Monica, what were you talking to Ryan about? Can you tell us? Yeah, well, you got to talk in the mic. You got to talk.
Oh, yeah, the young guy earlier.
A little closer. There you go.
Oh, when I first walked up?
Yeah, what were you?
I just said, there's a really cool booth.
Real close.
There's a really cool booth that my friends have. Turn around, JD. The Holland Hydroponic Outlet in Holland, Michigan, Grand Haven, Michigan, and South Haven, Michigan. They came in second last year with their glass that they put in.
Yeah.
And, I was telling people that they're just standing there in amazement because like he said, a daze. I think it's more of just some people have just never been around other people that are like them who love marijuana. And you're just amazed that, wow, I can be free. And this is totally cool. Nobody's messing with me type thing. But anyway, so the people are standing there watching the glass being blown.
Oh, right.
Okay? So, and they're just like, wow. And I'm telling them, hey, go around and check out the glass and make sure you vote for my friends, and all this cool stuff. So
who are your friends? Tell
they're the Holland Hydroponic Outlet.
Holland
Dave
Hydroponic.
And Josh. Huh?
Holland Hydroponic.
Yes.
And so they've got a booth and they've got an entry in the cup for their glass products.
Yes, their glass pipe or they're smoking.
So there's a glass blowing entry category.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So boy, how do you enter that category?
I don't even know, really.
Really?
No, I don't know. I just know that they did it last year, and they got their little award sitting there. But, people are standing there. They didn't know, but it's good because most people don't probably even get a chance to vote because you're walking around. You don't get enough time to see everything.
Now, so tell people how they can vote.
Oh, well, I know the last year when I was here, because this is the second year for me. I'm an alumni. Hey, you at the entrance when you first walk in, I do believe, when you first walk in, you turn to the right, and there's a area in the racetrack there before you go in. That's where all the voting takes place. You just sign on a piece of paper and just go through
and check the boxes.
Yes. Yep.
And so the people who actually vote for the judges for best booth and best product category, is that how it works?
There's all kinds of categories. I couldn't even tell you. There's
really?
There's probably cannabis. You got your sativas and your indicas.
Yeah, but you guys don't get. You can't vote for that.
Oh, sure.
You can vote for best.
Well, no, maybe not.
No.
Certain things.
See, because you couldn't sample it, so how could you vote for it or not vote for it?
Well, I don't know. Some of them do have samples, so there's a lot of samples out there.
Well, I didn't say that. I'm saying, so if somebody had a best indica entry, there are judges, I think, that are picked in advance.
Okay.
And they come and do that judging before the cup happens.
Well, my buddy told me at his booth, he says, if you wanted to, I said, well, how come you're not going to put in any of your cannabis, okay?
Right, yeah.
And he says, well, it's $1,000 to put it in, and they want 40 grams of your marijuana.
Yeah, that's how you enter.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I said, but it's like a pie contest, man. You want to be the winner.
Well, you can't win it unless you're in it, right?
Yeah, you can't win it. You want your name in high times, man. How cool is that?
That's like the coolest ever.
Right, as ever.
So So if you're going to do this, you got to do it right. So you got 40 grams.
Yes.
And then you got your, it depends on, because I think if you get a booth, you get a discount on the entry price.
It's like $3,500 for a booth, I heard.
Yeah, well, it depends on the size of the booth.
Well, yeah, true. Some of them got double booths, so they probably doubled
I saw
it.
people with like four,
big, huge
4
ones.
And 16.
So then how?
I saw RX Skunkwork has 16 4x4 booths. They're They're actually 10x10s.
Right.
In set up in fours, bunches of fours. So they got 4 groups of 4 10x10s.
Oh my God! I know that one where he got his product there is huge when you first walk in. Them people,
they're not the only ones. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that have
yeah,
multiple
but we haven't
booths.
made it around, man. I'm like, I think, how long does it go? Do you know, Steve?
Oh, the Cannabis Cup itself?
Tonight.
Yeah. So tonight it goes until after the concert. So when the concert starts, this event, this expo part ends. So everybody moves over to the concert arena. You know where that's at, right?
Right, but the one guy, the security dude, told me it goes to like 11 or whenever the vendors want to leave.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but pretty much everybody leaves for the. I think just if you follow what happened last year. Everybody pretty much, shut down the vendor area so they could enjoy the concert.
True.
So a lot of vendors will close down. Some of them will stay open. There's nothing, but I think it gets sparser out here.
Yeah, right.
And it's also a little darker.
yes, it is dark outside.
But then if you go over to the stage area, it's all lit up. And, people are going over there and get ready for. I think iNation's going to play tonight.
Iration,
yeah.
Okay.
Did I say iNation? iNation.
I thought you said nation. That's why I was like,
that's the cannabis in me talking.
Yeah, this is what happens when you come to Cannabis Cup.
Iration, there you go.
If you're legal, people, please remember that when you come here.
Iration's going to play tonight on the main concert stage, and that's going to be a blast. So I think a lot of the vendors would like to go enjoy it. That's probably how they all go in masses over there.
Yeah, right.
So that's how. Then when the concert's over with, everything is done.
Oh, okay.
So then everybody goes home or goes back to their hotels or go back to their campgrounds.
Come back tomorrow.
Or go to Clio Cultivation and hang out with those guys at the pre-cut party.
Well, we got to get up. We got things to do tomorrow, Monday. So
no, that's not Monday.
We're not doing 2 days.
Tomorrow's not.
We're not doing 2 days. No, we're out of here. So
you're out of here tonight.
Yeah. So here I took time out of my dab time to talk to Steve, y'all.
Really?
So yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, I know I say y'all and I'm over.
That's okay. Didn't we help you with dab time? I thought we helped you out with dab time.
No, I did I don't know how many in the half hour before I came back. So it was awesome. I love it.
Look, how many booths over there had free dabs?
Oh my God! I couldn't. If there's 50 booths here total, I would say every other booth, if not more.
It's funny. It's funny because when I filled out the form, because we're in the non-medicated area, right?
I know.
And there's a bunch of some nonprofits over here. There's some other vendors over here. But when I filled out the form, because you have to.
Yeah, look at the girls. Look at the guy.
There's some naked people walking by, or they're painted up.
You see so many girls.
So this is where they're coming over here to do an interview.
Half naked, painted.
I think it's 7:45.
It's my time. Bye.
We're due to interview at 7:30 or 7:45.
Go Detroit Lions.
They're coming.
I love you guys.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So now let's. What I was saying is, what was I saying? I forgot what you got. See, you got me off on something shiny.
Something shiny. That's the name of a band over on my side of the state.
Something shiny?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen them.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I will have to come see you guys now.
Something shiny? No. Shiny's bad for you.
Wow. Aren't she beautiful?
Liz can't have shiny.
Yeah.
Look, see, she's got shiny right now. She can't even talk to us because there's something shiny.
We get
there. We're posing for the pictures.
That's nice.
Oh man, why'd they come over here early? See, they need to be posing for the pictures in front of the full melt booth.
Steve's gonna be stuttering.
No.
Steve doesn't.
I'm
stutter.
gay, honey. I don't need that.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, I did not even pick up on that. I thought I had gaydar.
I don't need it. There is a mostly naked guy over there too to fill out the bunch. I think. A couple of them. Liz has confirmed that there's a couple of naked guys over there.
Right. I didn't even catch that. You attracted to my.
I don't think their junk is painted like the girls, though.
No, they got like a boxer short on.
Yeah, everything's painted around the boxers.
The girls got pasties on their nipples, though. So.
The girls got pasties?
Yeah, these girls are painted up, you guys out there that can't see.
They're not completely naked. I mean, they're just walking around sporting nakedness.
They're painted all the way up to the face.
They're in full body paint.
They have little pasties on top. The paint covers the pasties.
So you can't see the paint. Yeah, so you can't tell the pasties are there. I'm just saying.
Really. Don't look.
The ripple
that
in the
hard.
nipple. Is that what you're saying? There's a ripple in the nipple.
Just imagine. Yeah. It's
you
pretty.
got a hair sticking out.
Really cool. So they're probably wondering, who's he talking to over here, and let's talk to some interesting girls.
Rick Thompson. We got a bunch of people getting around the booth.
Yeah, don't get silent, man. That's what happens.
So
at
now
Cannabis Cup.
you were telling
Some
Ryan,
silence.
you were telling my friend Ryan a funny story when I overheard you. Do you remember what you were telling him?
That's what I was telling him about. The young kid's different. I was talking to him too.
You were talking about the stare in the guy's eyes, looking at him blowing
Yeah,
glass.
man, they just are like, wow,
mesmerized
people
by
are
the
just
glass
mesmerized. I think everybody's just mesmerized by the glass and being around, like I said earlier, the fellow people that are stoned and just watching people get high.
Well, look, there's a lot of I think
Kind of
visual.
public.
There's a lot of visual stimulus
This is
out here,
public.
wouldn't you say?
It's big time. You are your senses are in overload, big time.
I think in almost every way, there's stuff to eat.
Yep.
There's stuff to smoke. Obviously,
Yep. People are friendly.
Now, I'm not saying you can come on buy anything here. You can't buy anything.
I don't know. I've only seen just happy people. I haven't seen one.
Yeah, people
beer.
have their own. People
I
have
haven't
their
even
own.
seen a beer, man.
I don't. I think is there an alcohol booth here? Or do they have an alcohol
Wait a
booth?
minute. I did see somebody with a Blue Moon in here though, in the non-legal.
Yeah. I think there's some vendor booths that have.
Guess you got to look like you're having a fun time.
It might be that the venue itself here, at the Speedway, they might
there
have
should be a cheaper
concessionaires.
rate. There should be a cheaper rate, I think, for the people that aren't legal, so they know there's a difference. Why is the price different?
Okay, so if you so in other words, like a beer for somebody with a medicating card is like $5. So a beer for somebody without the red band, it's like $2.50.
Well, maybe if your ticket was cheaper, I guess. But you know what I'm saying. But no, I'm just saying if you can't go in there because some people they don't know when they go up to get this thing. They're like, what do I got? I can't go in there. Why? Well, you got to go get this wristband.
You got to tuck in
you go over to get your wristband. You don't have a card, and people get pissed.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all like, hey, man, I paid to get in here. I bought VIP. I'm here for 2 days. I'm a VIP.
Right.
And then people get really upset.
Right. Well,
So-
you got to understand, you can't go in the medicated area where there's a lot of medication floating around unless you've got a card.
Right.
I mean, and there's a reason for that, and it's a legal reason.
Yeah, but they are obviously either trying to just make us think we're stupid or something. I don't know. Because, come on, man, you can read it right there on the website.
It says right there
So
that
it
you
does.
must have
Go
your
down.
medical card
Right.
if you're going to get in the medicated area. And frankly, I think what people are pissed about is the non-medicated area, which is the area that we're in.
Right.
Is like, what, maybe 15 booths, and it's not that many.
Right.
Not all are occupied.
Right.
There's some that aren't occupied.
Right.
So there's maybe 10 or 12 booths that are
Right.
occupied, and a lot of them are all nonprofits or whatever. There's,
Right.
Like you got Michigan Normal in here, and in a minute we're going to talk to the people over at Ohio, Pittsburgh Normal, right? Yes, Pittsburgh Normal. So they're out of Ohio, and so they've got a booth here. And, there's a lot of booths like that. But if you want to check out the really cool stuff, like all the gear and the people selling shirts and the really cool stuff, because not all of it out there has to do with the medicated stuff.
True.
But since they wanted to be in the medicated area, that's
Right.
where they chose to have their booth.
Yes.
So that makes a lot of people mad because they're like, oh, man, all the cool stuff, which
is in
like,
there, right.
like 9/10 of the whole place
Is in there.
is in the medicated area.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep. So, but I still think they should let you know that when, there should be a sign that says that or something, but it just doesn't say that.
Right.
So I guess if you heard about it, your friends are all like, it's cool, man, it's cool. And you're like, yeah, I'm stoned.
Well, you know what, you can always, those what
It's
I would
called
tell...
phone call. I always call.
Right.
Me too, yeah.
Well, if you look it up on the website, it says clearly what you can do and what you can't do.
Right.
And it says, if you...
patchouli. Wow, you can smell something else besides cannabis.
I do smell the patchouli.
Yeah, that's the first time I smelled something else besides cannabis. So, hey, I smell weed. Whatever you love to call it, everybody. So
we only got a couple minutes here before break. Now, you said you used to represent somebody. Who did you used to represent? Was it your friends, the glass blowers?
No, I just said,
You're like a spokesperson for them.
No, I just said it's weird that I was telling everybody that was going up in amazement watching the glass blowing to go around and look at the glass that's being voted on because they're in a competition for the glass blowing.
So you were saying it's like you were their spokesperson.
That's what I said. I was like, I'm kind of like you guys' spokesperson because nobody else is going around saying, hey, did you check it out?
You know what
check it out?
You know what I'd have said if I was in that booth?
Right.
You're hired.
Yeah. Hey, man, my friends love me. I'm not worried about it. It's all good. The love's good on the western side of Michigan over there. So
Right.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, the rest of the Cannabis Cup.
Yep.
And you guys are out. You said you're out of here after tonight, right?
Yeah, we got to work on Monday, so Yeah, it would be hard to be here all day and
So
try
if
to
you
get
were-
up and go to work Monday.
If you were to give a star rating to the Cannabis Cup, like 1 to 5,
well-
how many stars out of 1 to 5?
Oh, a 5-star for me because I've never been to any other Cannabis Cup. Don't laugh at me, people out there in the world. No,
okay.
I've never
No,
have.
a lot
I've
of
never
people
been to
that-
Denver or nothing. I'm trying to win from Pittsburgh over here, so wish me luck. Pray for
Oh,
me.
you're from the group from Pittsburgh?
No, I signed up. I bought a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to try to win for Denver, so I can go to Denver.
Oh,
Yay,
so
that'd be awesome.
So what you're saying is they have a booth at the Denver Cannabis Cup, and they're going to give you a ticket if you win their raffle.
Yeah, they have a raffle to sign up to win a trip to the Denver Cannabis Cup or
that's
something.
badass.
Yeah. Isn't it awesome? And then you can go there and help promote them or something. Say about Pittsburgh needs
Look,
to
those
be
guys in Ohio need to figure.
Pennsylvania.
They're trying. They got the
Yeah,
Responsible
they need
Ohio
to be.
Initiative. They got Ohio and
Every
Prohibition.
state needs to be.
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying their particular plight is unique.
Yeah.
Do you understand what's going on in Ohio?
Yeah.
Do you do?
No, not really.
Okay, so
I
I'll
don't
tell you.
pay
I'll
attention.
give you a little quick wrap up.
I'm sorry, y'all.
If we got enough time
Yeah.
before the break. So,
Yeah.
so there is a group that's like a rich group, like a big business group, and they're a bunch of fat cats. I guess they're pretty much Republican people, and they've got some big businesses, and so what they're doing is they gathered enough money amongst their little group of people where they want to put a ballot petition out, and they've collected the signatures to do it now because they had enough money to do that because they pay signature gatherers. So to legalize marijuana in Ohio, but it is an oligopoly. Do you know what an oligopoly is?
No.
It's kind of like a monopoly, but it's a small group of people. It's like a consortium that is in control of instead of a single company. It'd be
Right.
like a group of companies
Okay.
are in control exclusively of a market. So they're going to enshrine in the Ohio Constitution the right for these group of people who paid for this ballot initiative, who own the sites that are exclusively going to be allowed to grow the cannabis for the retail shops. So a lot of people in Ohio are up in arms about that. You know who's not part of it?
The people.
Normal.
Oh, wow.
You know why? Because they're like, look, anything that gets on the ballot that legalizes marijuana in your state, you should be voting for it. And I agree with them. However, here's the hook. There's a curveball in this conversation. So the Ohio legislature gets together and they say, you know what? We don't like this. There's a group of people a few years ago, back a couple election cycles ago, they've been trying to get casino gaming done in Ohio for years and years. I remember reporting on it as a reporter back in the day.
Right.
I used to work in Cleveland at a big radio station there.
Oh.
And so I'd report on this frequently. They tried to get casino gaming done, and it was always thwarted. Either it didn't get to the ballot box, or if it did, people voted it down. And it was because there was a big campaign amongst these conservatives. Don't know gaming is bad. It's simple. You're profiting off of people who are disillusioned by your trick, your game.
Right.
It's bad. No. So these guys said, let's do it. So the Ohio, because we're about to go to break, the Ohio legislature said, we're going to put something on the ballot that says you're not allowed to change the Constitution with an oligopoly, calling out winners and losers in business
Go Detroit Lions.
in the Constitution. So that being the case, if voters vote both of them in,
right,
the ballot petition put up by the legislature goes into an act first. It gets enacted first, and the other one is thwarted by it, even though the people voted it in. More coming up after the break.
Full melt.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Get growing with GrowMax. Indoor, outdoor, beginner, or a warehouse full of Gavitas. probiotic organics, or huge production with Max Power Monster Aeroponics systems, we can help you rock it. YouTube Grow Max with 2 X's. Customer service is why we're blowing up. And I'm Dave. My cell number is 906-221-2111. We also specialize in electrical and HVAC and new double-ended bulb technology. 906-221-2111. Get growing. Grow Max.
You know, it's not easy out there, but it can be easier. And when it comes to medical marijuana in Michigan and chronic pain management, Dr. Bob Townsend, renowned for his patient advocacy and deep understanding of how patients and medical marijuana certifications fit together, makes it his hallmark to educate and provide the best holistic treatment for your condition. His knowledgeable staff makes you feel warm and welcome, and Dr. Bob makes you feel well. With locations across the state in Cadillac and Gaylord, Kalamazoo, Marquette, Mount Pleasant, Muskegon, Saginaw, Traverse City, you can't beat the convenience and feeling you get knowing you have someone on your side that cares. Denali Healthcare is on the web at denalihealthcaremi.com. Get answers to your holistic health questions or schedule an appointment now by calling 989-339-4464. Chronic pain management and holistic health answers is what they do. It's all they do. DenaliHealthcareMI.com. Get your certification and peace of mind now by making an appointment with Dr. Bob Townsend at 989-339-4464.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Oh, man, I'm so disappointed in that audio. Oh, that bums me out. You know, the secret session thing was supposed to happen before the Full Melt Radio Show thing or after the Full Melt Radio thing, but not at the same time. We're talking to you live from the Clio Cannabis Cup 2015. What a great time we're having out here today. The sun is beating down. The people are milling about. We are in the non-medicated area. We are in booth number 7, right here next to Pittsburgh Normal. They are on our, I guess it would be on our port side, if we were a boat. And on the starboard side, who's on the starboard side? They were playing music. Who's on the booth next to us, Bobby, over there? Do you know who they are?
Urban Outfitters.
Urban Outfitters is next to us. What? Wait, give him the mic. We can't hear him.
They're mulatto outfitters.
They're mulatto outfitters.
Yeah, they're blurring the cultural lines. You know what I'm saying? You can be a little. You can be hip, and you can.
And you can be white.
Well, because
is that what you're saying?
With like the straw.
What you're saying, Robert, is that white people aren't hip. That's what you're saying.
It's not tan enough to be black.
I agree. I think.
Harry, can you have this?
Yeah. So you've been rebuked from the microphone. The microphone has rebuked you, Bobby. So I'm sitting here with Ashley. Ashley has a young child, Bailey. And there was some controversy this past year with CPS, Child Protective Services, and it surrounded the topic of marijuana. Ashley, tell us the story.
Well, baby Bailey is my daughter who was removed from my home in January of this year because of 1 nanogram on a mouth swab.
Whoa, wait. So the mouth swab came from who?
From me.
Okay, so they swabbed your mouth. CPS did this?
Yes, they came to my home at 8 p.m. on a Sunday.
And swabbed your mouth?
Correct.
And they demanded that they do this under the threat of?
Taking my child because I was dealing with an open CPS case where she was currently still in my home. To think of 1 nanogram in retrospect would be like a teaspoon in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That is a really minute amount of THC in the body. At that time, I hadn't even medicated since April.
Okay, so wait a minute. So what month was this when this happened?
January of this year.
And you hadn't medicated since April the prior year?
Correct.
Wait a minute. So now how do you end up with a nanogram of live cannabis in you?
Well, mouth swabs are inaccurate. They are not admissible in criminal court.
Okay, so you didn't say that. Now that's important, and you know why it's important? Because the science behind it doesn't back up its claim. In other words, it can be an indicator, but it's not hard science, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is why things like lie detectors are not admissible in court, because it's not hard evidence. It's just some evidence, but it's kind of tainted evidence because it says outright you've lied.
Yes.
So the reason that lie detector tests are not admissible in court is because they're inherently what? Inaccurate. They're unreliable, aren't they?
Correct.
You can't always rely on them being accurate. And the same thing goes with the mouth swab.
Yes.
And so that's kind of the scene setting, right?
Yeah.
So they take the mouth swab, and then they say what? You've got a nanogram of pot. What goes on?
3 days later, they call me and say, well, we're filing a petition to remove your baby.
Now, did the nanogram come from just casual use, or was it from medical use? Just to clear that up.
Casual use.
Okay. Assuming that it was used at all.
Correct.
Okay.
So January 15th of this year, they removed my child from my home because there was an emergency petition and we had to go to court.
Emergency petition because they consider that the child could be in danger because there are drugs afoot.
Yes.
At least that's the claim that they're...
That's the claim that they're making.
That's the basis on which they want to stand.
Yes.
It's a weak basis, isn't it, Ashley?
Very.
So, so personally, I think CPS has long overgrown its throne.
Yeah.
In other words, it's a little top-heavy, don't you think?
They need to be shut down.
Well, they at least need to be vastly reeled in.
Yeah.
Because they're meddling in places intentionally where the child is clearly not at risk or in any harm.
She was not in any risk, in any harm.
No, your story's been repeated over and over by other people.
Oh,
it's
yes.
It's important to highlight it when it happens, because when it does, if you don't point it out, it goes on and nobody knows.
Yeah.
I mean, people, I think, would be shocked to know that they didn't find any cannabis in your possession, right?
No.
They didn't find anything in the house.
No.
They didn't find your baby in any condition that seemed to put her in harm. She was happy and fed and healthy and doing her baby things.
Yes.
And yet they came in and said, because you had this mouth swab, this inaccurate, inadmissible in court mouth swab, gave them permission to yank your loving child out of your arms.
Yes.
And they did.
And they did.
It's got to be a painful thing.
It is very painful, but I take that pain and the anger that I have for them and turn it into constructive, coming to places like this, spreading the word about my story and what I'm dealing with,
God bless
what
you,
I'm
Ashley.
going through.
Really, God bless you, because if you didn't have the courage to relive that nightmare and testify before people about what police and prosecutors and organizations like Child Protective Services are doing over the issue of marijuana, how abusive they are to both the children, the primary people they're interested in protecting, the child, is more harmed when you yank that kid out of the arms of a mother who has a nanogram of pot in her saliva.
I think the most harm that they did is the night that they took her, she screamed all night long. That can cause a child of her age brain damage.
It's permanent. Look, you've irreparably damaged a child emotionally by putting her through an incident of ripping her from her parents and not having an explanation that's expectable. I mean, I don't think... Because if the child was truly in danger, I don't think the child would would fight. If the kid was afraid of their parents because their parents were placing them in harm's way, don't you think they'd be welcoming to the people who are taking them away from that harm?
Yeah.
Exactly the opposite happens in these situations, isn't it? They scream and they cry and they're taken away and they're put in unfamiliar surroundings and given very little explanation, even if they could understand such an explanation.
Yeah.
And so what happened then?
So they told us we had to do parenting classes.
In order to get your child back. They placed demands.
They placed demands.
And amongst the demands were child parenting classes. What else? No pot testing for no...
Drug testing. My boyfriend is currently a medical marijuana patient. He has his card.
Right.
They still are ordering him to do drug tests.
And so now, would they forgive the medical marijuana content of his drug test if it proved positive for marijuana? Or would they still hold that against you?
They are not holding that against us
okay.
at all, which is a good thing. At first, they were
because the Medical
issues
Marijuana Act says you can't do it if you've got a card.
Yes.
It says you can't be held.
You can't be held from your child because you are a medical marijuana patient.
Correct.
It does say that in the law.
Correct. And so any other...
Isn't it under Section 8, Section 4 in the law?
I don't remember which section it is. I'd have to reference it because it's not in front of me. But I know it's in there. I've read it. And I know that no right or privilege, including your parental rights, can be infringed by your use of medical cannabis from either being a patient or from being classified as a patient, saying, hey, you've got a qualifying condition, you're allowed to use cannabis.
And I have a qualifying condition.
Okay. So did they give you a further hard time about this? What did it take to get your kid back?
We are still fighting.
So you don't have your kid back?
No, I do not have Bailey back home with us.
Oh, dear Lord. And this has been since January?
Yes, and we are still in the same place with the visitation.
No.
Hour and a half, twice a week. and they do not want to extend visits, nothing. We are literally fighting so hard for her first birthday.
And what's the issue? Why are they continuing to hold your child, or will they tell you?
They won't tell us. They asked us to do counseling. We got into counseling. Well, all of a sudden you're testing positive on mouse swabs again. So how can I be positive today, clean tomorrow, positive the very next, and clean again?
No, that doesn't follow. Look, it's scientifically impossible.
Exactly. And my attorney threw all of those mouse swabs out in court, the last court date.
Because they're not admissible in court.
Exactly.
So what effectively that means is Child Protective Services couldn't use them as evidence against you in a case proceeding in front of a court of law.
And now they're saying that marijuana isn't the issue. Okay, well, if marijuana isn't the... Exactly.
So, wait a minute. How could you say that? Because the very basis on which you said you took the child away is because you had a nanogram of pot in your saliva.
Joshua Covert and David Rudoy debunked that. Well, if marijuana is not the issue, then what is your guys' issue? Why is this child not home? And that's what they said.
And there's been no answer.
There's been no answer. Exactly.
Is there an expectation of an answer? Or perhaps I should ask my friend David Rudoy.
David Rudoy has left.
Oh, bummer.
And
I saw him here earlier today, right before you came and shook my hand.
Yep.
I didn't realize at the time that you were connected.
Yep. And then Joshua Covert was here today as well and spoke for the MI Legalize, and that's why they both came, was to speak.
Right. They're speakers at the Cannabis Company. You can go and watch them. There's other speakers going on right now.
Yep.
And then later on tonight, as we said earlier, there's the concert.
Maria Green spoke about rights for parents and dealing with CPS and being patients.
Right, because Maria had a similar encounter.
And if it wasn't for Maria, we wouldn't have got our foot in the door to know which direction to look to go.
Look, Maria and Steve Green are awesome people.
Amazing people.
Awesome,
because they've gotten us
people.
so far to tell us what to do, where to go, and who to talk to get our story out.
I don't know. Liz is feeling left out because I didn't put the awesome. You get a star on your forehead too, Liz.
You are awesome too.
We give you a star, but Steve and Maria Green get a star because
they dealt with this.
Well, not only did they deal with this, but they deal with there's other children that they have besides baby Bree.
There's Elliot.
Yes,
there's Elliot that she is dealing slightly with this because Elliot is what started the issues with Bree.
Right, because that was the conflict that drug CPS into the issue.
Correct.
So, aside from all of that, they were just using the viciousness of CPA and their authority to sick them, so to speak, on their foe, who they got an axe to grind against over a divorce proceeding.
Correct.
Or over a custody battle. It's just either way, it's an axe to grind. Yeah, it's both. So, in any event, that's so they did that. But so we know them for that.
Yes.
But then they also Steve does a writing for he does the Green Report
in the Hybrid Life.
That's Maria. I think mostly does Hybrid.life.
Yeah. Nope. He does in the magazine. He does his Green Report in the magazine.
Right. But I think he also does that Green Report. I think the Green Report originally started, if I'm not mistaken, and he might correct me. He reports that for one of the local newspapers. He does the Green Report in the newspaper, and I think it started there, and then he continued it inside Hybrid.life, which is an awesome publication. So when are you trying to... We're going to break here. Is there more to the story?
Yes.
Okay, so when we come back from the break, we'll talk to Ashley and get the wrap-up on her story about cheap CPS. Coming up after the break, stand by.
You're getting the full melt.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio Show.
Secret Session.
So that one works. For anybody who doesn't get the Secret Sesh reference, I put some audio together for the people who were going to take over our airwaves last night. It's Rick and Jamie from the Planet Green Trees radio show. They were going to do a bootleg version of the Full Melt radio show called Secret Sesh from Detroit, from the Secret Sesh last night, benefiting MI Legalize. I think it was like $75 to get in. I should have asked him. Rick's supposed to be on the show later. I'll have to ask him how many people came out there. So we made the secret. I made the Secret Sesh audio for them, and then they never used it. So I'm using it today. To hell with them. So we're back live talking to you from the outside of the. Well, I guess it's on the inside of the Clio Cannabis Cup, put on by High Times Magazine, and this is their second year here back. Revisiting the state, because their first year here was actually 2010, 2011. I think it was 2011. Then they skipped a few years because of all the whole, controversy about dispensaries. Because if you notice, you can't just, as a grower, enter the Cannabis Cup. You have to be represented by a dispensary that you're growing for or that you're growing with. So the dispensary enters you in the cup based on, I guess, your growing ability. But if there aren't any legal dispensaries, so to speak, or any ones that are standing open, it's kind of hard to get people to enter the cup. So they abandoned the place. I would have too, for a couple of years. Hey, I'm sure that'll calm down there, and then we'll come back. And they did, and we're so glad that they did. So we're talking with Ashley, and we're talking about your child who was taken away by CPS. Name again?
Baby Bailey.
Baby Bailey. And so Baby Bailey is currently MIA. Except for supervised visitation, which you guys are trying to change now.
Yes.
And Tyler's joined us,
yes.
Bailey's father. So now you've got your medical card, right, Tyler? Yeah, you got it.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so and do you have your medical card too?
No, I do not have
not currently. So, but you said you had a qualifying condition.
Yes.
So you could still defend yourself under, say, Section 8, right?
Yes. Did you ever get a doctor to certify you? No, I have not, because of a citizenship issue. I was not born here in the United States.
Oh.
So that goes back to a issue that I have. I currently last weekend just got all my paperwork, so now I can file for my certificate of naturalization. So then once I get that back, I can then file to get a Social Security number.
And that's what you need in order to apply for a medical cannabis card, is a Social Security number. That's what you're saying. Well, that sounds like a whole different kettle of fish, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. That's a $650 kettle of fish.
So I got to ask you, in that spirit, what do you think about Donald Trump? Tell me about Donald Trump.
Oh, Donald Trump.
I want to slap him around. I just want to slap him around.
So do I.
Yeah.
He's a different kind of breed of person.
He is. I guess, people aren't... I think what people like about Donald Trump is he's got FU money.
Yeah.
He could just go, you know what? F all of you people. I don't care. There's 50,000 people out here. I paid for this big event. I'm running for president. I got the money to say F you. And he does. He just
all the time.
In a different way. And
he does it in a not so rude way, but he's still rude nonetheless.
Well, I don't know. He called Rosie O'Donnell a lot of very rude names. Fat, dumpy. I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of nasty. I mean, he definitely fat shamed her.
Yeah.
And then she, in turn, a hairpiece shamed him.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a toupee?
That's what I said. He hairpiece shamed him. She did, Rosie.
Yeah.
And then, Rosie just had a missing child for a minute. She's got a similar plight, but hers was different than yours.
Yeah.
She had an adult child who disappeared for like a week. Was freaked out. Didn't know if she was going to turn up in the papers, I mean, that's got to be scary, especially for somebody, I guess, like Rosie, who's in the limelight.
Yeah.
So back on with your story. What's going on? What are you expecting? You're trying to go back into court and do what?
We go back to court September 28th at 9 a.m.
At where?
Bay County Courthouse, which is in Bay City.
In Bay City, Michigan.
Yes.
And so are you asking for court support? Can people in that area come and support your plight?
Yes. We need court support. The more support we have, the better, because it shows that there are people there in our corner willing to fight for us and our family.
Is there a chapter of the Human Solution? Can Steve Green help you out with some of that court support? I mean, I know Steve helps with Human Solution sometimes, CHS.
Steve does help. Maria Green is...
That's what I'm saying. They're super people. They're, like, involved in everything.
Haas also has been at the last 3 court dates now.
Right. Haas is big on court support.
He is getting a bus to...
Look, Haas is a huge man. You know what? When I walk up to Haas, you know what? If you ever watched the Harry Potter films...
With Dumbledore?
Yeah. And you remember, not Dumbledore, but remember the big guy with the curly hair, the dark... Like he's
Hagrid.
Haas reminds me of Hagrid.
Oh,
because he's such a huge dude, and then his
But he's so loving and caring.
That's what I mean. He's just like a giant Hagrid.
Yes.
And then if you go over and you meet his wife, she's like somebody out of The Ring. I mean, you're the Hobbit. She's a little chick.
She is, but she's
so tiny.
Loving and caring as well.
Dude,
she's done so much to help us today here at the Cannabis Cup.
She gave me a big bear hug.
To raise proceeds for our daughter. To they make our Baby Bailey T-shirts, which we have them here at the Cannabis Cup. We've put them at 2 different booths, the Thin Green Line table, and we also have them at Haas's table in the medicating section for sale today for $20.
Haas has got a table? Haas has a table?
Yes, Haas has a table, and then we have ours.
That's
badass. Yep.
Haas is a T-shirt guy if you don't know Haas. He just goes by Haas. He's just got the street name Haas. It's not Haas, the Dumbledore guy, or it's not. What's that guy's name again? Who's the dark haired guy from the Harry Potter films?
That's Hagrid.
Hagrid. He's not Haas to Hagrid. I'm gonna call him. Hey, Haas to Hagrid. I'm going to do that the next time I see him just because it fits him so well. He's just so big. He's such a big guy.
He's an awesome guy.
I love him. I love him to death.
He's done so much great. And for our court date, the attorney, Joshua Covert and David Rudoy, want to get us to baby steps. So in a couple weeks, we can start extended visits and then go to supervised out in the community and then unsupervised visits. So we're looking at talking more to David and Josh, looking at by October having her home without a doubt full time.
I just like to see her home now.
I would have loved to see her home 9 months ago.
I
mean,
it's way too late already.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, these are the formative years of a child's life. I mean,
this is the most important, crucial time in her life is the first year. That's the bonding time.
Right, exactly.
And they've robbed us of the most crucial, important time of her life.
You'll never get that back.
No. But I
mean,
mean,
neither will your child.
No. I mean, every time at a visit she sees us, she gets excited.
Well, sure.
She gets so excited.
Well, she knows you're her parents.
She knows. Yeah. She sees us. I don't even have to say anything. She sees us, and she gets so excited.
Wouldn't you?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I've dealt with a similar situation of what she's going through.
Right.
My situation was a little bit different than her because I was in foster care when I was younger due to different situations of what Bailey's dealing with.
Right.
But it was still in foster care nonetheless.
Right.
So, but of her age, I can't understand how she feels and what she's going through. But
she can't. She's not capable of it.
I was 6 years old.
Right.
I remember that.
Well, right, sure,
I
you would
remember
at
the
that
place
age.
of where I was. I remember where we went to visit my mom.
Right.
And my little brother was only 3.
Right.
He remembers that.
Oh, wow.
And
See,
he's told me
I remember
details
when I
about
was
this.
2. That's the earliest I can remember was when I was 2. I couldn't remember below 2, though.
So that's kind of scary when a little 3-year-old can tell you about the foster place,
Right.
and stuff like that.
And understand the difference between what the two mean.
Exactly.
Right. This is where I go when I'm not with mom and dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Actually, currently, I just heard recently I had a cousin that was killed in CPS care 2 months after being
It happens
taken.
frequently. It happens often, actually.
I have a cousin that died and had 80 wounds all over her body from being beat. She was 7
by their
years
foster
old.
parents.
Yes, by their foster parents. This was
So-
7 years ago.
That's
and they're
terrible
still
story.
fighting that war.
Look, I'm not saying CPS is a bad idea. I'm saying that they've been given too many reins without anything to check and balance.
Exactly.
They've been given way too much authority under the emergency dictate and title of there's a child in danger. Well, you better check out what child in danger means and have really good evidence that there actually is a child in danger before you go and further endanger a child who's currently not endangered. Damn it.
What dictates a child being in danger?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no hard rules on this. They just have carte blanche to come in and say, aha, somebody said this and we're doing all this. Really? Says who? In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty, and you cannot use endangerment under any, unless you've got some hard, solid facts that you can point to say we need to temporarily remove custody of your child because there's a danger present. Demonstrate the danger for me, please, before you go yanking a kid from her parents. Or his parents.
Yep.
That's all we got time for right now. I'm sorry, we're going to break again.
Thank you very much for having us on.
Ashley, you guys are awesome people. Keep telling the story. Keep the flame burning, and keep spreading the message. Because without people like you, people look up to people like you.
I'm not going to stop telling my story because even after she's home.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Good luck. Going to break.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media. The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you high?
I'm
What are you
high.
talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. TheFullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
You know, we're coming to you live from the mobile petpain.com studios from the Clio Cannabis Cup. This is a bonus secret session show. That's right. We're reaching into the secret stash for a secret broadcast session because normally you'll hear us here from 7 until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yet, here we are on a Saturday broadcasting for not one, but 2 incredible Cannabis Cup hours. I just had to throw that in there, fan the flames of promotion a little bit. Nothing wrong with a little promotion. So I was telling you earlier we wanted to talk to the guys from Pittsburgh Normal. I tell you what, I am fascinated with your plight in Ohio.
Yeah. Well, Ohio's got a whole other thing going on. I mean,
Can we get your name?
Isaac. I'm Isaac. They call me Rastafari Isaac.
Rastafari Isaac.
Yes, sir.
I love it. So you were saying, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, they got a whole different thing going on. I mean, we have our own troubles in Pennsylvania, bad enough. We don't have any legalization yet at all. We have decriminalized in Philadelphia, and we're about to do the same thing over in Pittsburgh. But as far as anything medical, even, we don't even have that. So we're still trying to get that, and that's why we're up here, trying to raise some additional funds and just trying to keep the fight going.
So, I remember covering cannabis in Ohio from Cleveland. They sent me out when Normal, I think Ohio Normal, was doing some kind of, I don't know if it was, I don't know what you'd call it because I don't think it was a fundraiser, but they were out at at Kent State. They went to Kent State. And they were having a rally at Kent State. I guess that's the best way you could describe it as a rally.
Like a rally, was it like a peaceful protest where they...
Kind of, yeah.
A little civil disobedience, perhaps?
Well, I don't know. They had booze. It seemed like there was an event that they had planned, and, the university was well aware of it. And so, but they sent me out to cover the event from Cleveland. And I don't even remember. It was this was like This was a good 20 years ago.
Okay.
This wasn't like maybe, not quite 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood. But so I remember going out and talking about, in Ohio, as a reporter for radio, for a big news station in Cleveland, talking about, and this was kind of a fluff story. You know, to them, this was like, hey, this is like, you know the story they tease you about at the beginning of the newscast when they're like, hey, and the Cannabis Cup is in town. More on that later in the newscast.
And then 30 minutes into it, you're
yeah,
still
that's the last story that they do.
Some kind of little blurb. It's ridiculous.
Just at the very end,
and
they basically tell you.
There, you're like, son of a, I was waiting for the whole day for this.
So you get to the very end, and they basically say a half sentence more than they told you in the tease.
Unbelievable.
And then they're done. So
meanwhile, you could have got the same information on the internet 30 minutes earlier before. So,
well, you can now, but back 18 years ago, it wasn't like that.
True story. True story.
So, anyways, it was a novelty, is what I'm saying. They sent me out to cover this story as a human interest novelty. It's fluff news, what they would call. It's just something we'll put on at the end of the newscast.
Right.
Because it's not bleeding, it's not leading. We got murder victims and fires and rapes and drug issues and all kinds of city council crap and other political crap going on. This is just fluff at the end to keep you entertained and listening to the rest of the news.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
maybe some of their commercial messages along the way. But so now, this fight has finally come into fruition, hasn't it, in Ohio?
Yeah, actually, well, Pittsburgh Normal is from Pennsylvania. Just so you.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Ohio's right next to you,
right?
And you're part of the Midwest, and Pennsylvania's got their own independent.
Yeah, but Ohio's got that whole thing going on where it's trying to be monopolized by the couple big companies, and it's just a mess. I mean, it just goes to show you too that the more hands that get involved in it, the more it's going to be just corrupt. I
mean,
but I just hope it serves the medical community well. That's what we're really trying to fight for.
Well, in Pennsylvania, they're trying to do medical marijuana only.
Right.
It's a legislative process.
And right now...
Can you do ballot initiatives in Pennsylvania?
I'm sure that we can. I mean, I don't know why we don't do that.
Some places, they don't have this written into their...
And I'm not the legal guy.
Right.
Our executive guy, he's the legal guy. But, he handles all that. I don't know what we can or can't do. But we just are trying our best to get the word out there and help patients. We have a girl back home that has Dravet's, and she was having like 400 plus seizures a day. And
I just couldn't imagine. I could not even fathom it.
They started giving her oil illegally in Pennsylvania, and she was down to like 10 and then 0 seizures a day.
See,
she's
just
walking now. She's actually walking and talking and forming sentences. She's singing.
This is an angelic story.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really been fun to follow, and these people have become a close proximity to my heart.
There's so many people that are exactly that same story. It's rubber stamped time after time after time, duplicating that story.
We know so many families that come to our events and reach out to us and want to tell us their stories.
Well, when I interviewed the representative that started the medical marijuana movement in Pennsylvania, on the show, and I said, Mike, what's his name, Mike
Turzai?
It's hard to remember his last name, but in any event, he's from a conservative area in Pennsylvania. He said he's got Mennonites in his district. I
think that is Turzai. Mike Turzai is who I think you're referring to.
And so we had this guy on the show, and he was talking about. I asked him the question. I said, what turned your head about this issue? Because I know you were opposed to anything cannabis.
Right.
Isn't that correct? He says, absolutely. I had a firm stance that there is no medical marijuana. I said, what made you change your mind? And he told me about the kids with their vets, their parents dragging their kids in full seizure into their office to give them a physical demonstration of what was going on.
We staged a couple of campouts in Harrisburg to to just show these people what was going on, and hey, this is the reality of it. These are the children. This is who it's affecting, and we've seen it. We watch it firsthand when we administer the medication. It works. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's miraculous.
It's beyond anecdotal, isn't it?
Right. It's mind-boggling.
Anecdotal is a sideline. It has no evidentiary value. I would say when you've got enough anecdotal evidence stacked up on top of each other to vastly outweigh any other evidence of anything regarding this issue.
Right.
That it's beyond anecdotal at that. It's monumental at some point.
It really is. It really is.
So this is what they got them started on doing this. This is what made him say, I think we need to do medical marijuana in Pennsylvania and sell it as one of the most conservative people in his state.
Sure.
How do you go back to your district who are, in many cases, Mennonite Christians who say, no, pot bad. pot evil, pot satanic, no pot.
They would reference the biblical references that show that cannabis was around then and also used then as medicine.
Well, sorry, I think, there's a lot of arguments you can make about biblical references to cannabis, for sure. And there are a lot of, without dragging religion into it as a whole, I'm just saying they're conservative people who have very staunch positions about things like cannabis.
Yeah.
And that, what do you do? Do the same thing to them that you did that turned the conservative legislators' head? Drag one of these kids in front of them and say, you tell me this doesn't work, and then give them the medicine.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to demonstrate in front of, because how could you not, as any rational, normal human being, understand that plight and what you just witnessed as an answer to that cause?
Yeah. I mean, if you can't see it right in front of your face, I don't know what to tell you.
You're not alive if you don't respond to that demonstration.
To human interaction and seeing it firsthand.
How about just humanity in whole?
Yeah.
I just say you're not a member of the human race if you watch this going on.
There's still quite a few people out there that suck. Let's not forget that.
Well, I suppose what is it? Who's the? We were just talking about him. Presidential candidate with the hair flip.
Oh, Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump aside.
Yeah. I have a picture of Trump's cat in my phone. Remind me to show you.
A Trump cat?
No, Trump's cat, his pet cat. I'll show you that.
Trump, what's his name?
I don't know what his name is.
You just got the photo.
Picture. It's got a photo.
Is it something he tweeted? Where did you get the picture of Trump cat?
Couldn't even tell you where I got it. It had to be online somewhere, some social media.
I mean, that is literally the epitome of a fat cat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is a very rich cat.
Yeah, exactly. He's got that FU money you were talking about before.
Right.
The cat's laying there on his big old mitten pillow going, F you, I'm Trump's cat. What are you going to do?
What you want?
Right.
Forget about it. I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah. How'd that to be? So, yeah, remind me to show you that. But, sorry, let's not get off topic there. Trump's cat.
It's rough in Philadelphia. How do the police respond to cannabis in Philly?
Well, Philly has decriminalized, and they were the first to pioneer that in the state, and it went
well.
It's probably
It's probably the most liberal area of the state, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have it in Pittsburgh too. It's I think everywhere nowadays is starting to get liberal, and people are just starting to nod their heads to it. It's becoming way more acceptable. Right now, 88% of Pennsylvanians are in favor of having medical, at least, legalized there in the Commonwealth. So, but in Philly, I mean, the regular, the drug, there's all kind of statistics that are out there that since they decrimmed has just improved. It's been fantastic. And if it's a model for what can happen in Pittsburgh too, then we're all for it and we're ready to give it a whirl.
Hell yeah. So how can people help out the cause in Pennsylvania when it comes to cannabis in that state?
I mean, we at Pittsburgh NORML, we ask for your support, pittsburghnormal.org, and any of the normals. If your local NORML chapter, support them, reach out to them. If you can volunteer some time or anything, go help them out. And, we have events and things like that people can come to. And we're also doing this weedcation that we have put together.
Weedcation?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a 4-night stay at a bud and breakfast.
I need a weedcation.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can win airfare for 2. You can win 4 nights at a bud and breakfast in Denver. You will win $1,420 spending cash. We have a commercial grow facility tour for you while you're out there. It's a great package. And it's $10 a chance, and we only have selling 1,000 of those.
You said great package.
Yeah.
I just had to say that.
Yeah, yeah, but hey.
Fire. So, speaking of fire, where's the fire? Have you had a chance to sample any of the fire while you're out here in Michigan? Has there been some good fires going on?
Yeah, there was some great dabs. There were some great edibles. Everything so far has been on point. The trip has been a success to this point. We have another great day lined up for tomorrow, and we're going to push some more of these tickets. We've got our banana mascot, Bob Dole. He's coming out.
Is that Bud Dole?
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Yeah. So Bob like Bob Marley because he's part Rasta, and Dole obviously
because he's part banana.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how we figured that one out.
Bob Dole.
But no, the fire on the field here on the racetrack has been tremendous. I mean, so much to try, so much to sample that you don't even know where to begin. It's for a recreational consumer such as myself, it is a cornucopia of bliss.
Oh, wait a minute. Write that down for the vocabulary department, Robert. Cornucopia of bliss.
Cornucopia of bliss.
I love it.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. We're getting ready to go to break. You can't hear the music. I can hear the music. That means that we've got seconds until we hit the break. When we come back. So, PhillyNormal.org, right?
PittsburghNormal.org.
PittsburghNormal.org.
PhillyNormal.org is associates. They're good friends of ours. You can support them, too, if you're from Pennsylvania. Support any of your local or any of your national normal.
We'll be right back after this commercial break. Stand by.
Amen.
You're getting the full melt.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Get growing with GrowMax. Indoor, outdoor, beginner, or a warehouse full of Gavitas, probiotic organics, or huge production with max power monster aeroponics systems. We can help you rock it. YouTube GrowMax with 2 X's. Customer service is why we're blowing up. And I'm Dave. My cell number is 906-221-2111. We also specialize in electrical and HVAC and new double-ended bulb technology. 906-221-2111. Get growing. GrowMax.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred Elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Door Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Radio show.
I love the Secret Sesh audio. You don't know what you're missing, Rick, on the Secret Sesh audio. It's pretty badass. We'll get Rick over here talking about the Secret Sesh audio in a second. His hands are busy right now. I can't say what he's doing with his hands, but needless to say, they are busy. Busy hands on the Rick today. So Bobby was listening on the mobile app. It seems that the mobile app is still testing in good condition. Yes. The audio is in check. Yes. Yeah, I guess you can come down this. Why not? That's the guest mic. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd you get the beads from?
The naked ladies laid me.
Wait a minute.
Or no, it's not a lay if it's a bead, though.
No, they beaded you.
They showed me with attention.
They beaded you off. They gave you beads and said, "Now, henceforth, be gone." They beaded you off.
It could have been that.
No, I like it because you're wearing the brand new. Now, wait a minute. You got a sticker on the Full Melt Show shirt. You've got a brand new show shirt on. We've gone to great expense to print the full color Full Melt Show shirts, which you can get here at the Cannabis Cup for like $20 or something.
Yeah.
And you've got a sticker. Why are you marring up with the sticker? Who else is advertising forbiddenly on our shirt?
It's camp. I don't know. What does it say? Camp something.
Camp. I got to get close to Bobby to read it. I don't like getting this close because it can be dangerous.
It's a Jewish dispensary.
It's Camp Concentrate.
Yeah.
You've got a Camp Concentrate sticker on. Wait a minute. I want to go to Camp Concentrate, and then I want to write a Hello Mata, Hello Fada letter.
Hello Mata.
I'm at Camp Concentrate.
It's a Jewish guy, too. It's even got a little Star of David back there.
Hey, what do you want? Oy vey.
Ah.
It's Camp Concentrate. Wait a minute. Are you saying it's a Jewish concentration camp? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, only you.
Camp Concentrate. You said it's a Jewish guy. And it's
You
Camp
have taken it too
I'm
far.
just saying.
Maybe it's anti-Semitic now.
No,
I'm
just saying it's Camp Concentrate. You said it's a Jewish guy. How could that not be?
I'm taking it off. It's too risky.
It's dark now. It's all dark. You've made it all dark. I'm keeping the Camp. It is a Jewish guy,
dude. Is that racist?
He's wearing a yarmulke. He's clearly a Jewish guy.
Yeah. Oh, it's got Star David out there.
There's no mistaking that this is.
I think it's bloody too.
Now wait a minute. He's got D-Wax Shatter, 100 Kush, OG Ghost, and Train Hayes in the background on a chalkboard sign. There is a dribble of dab coming from each sign and some platform. It's called Jew Gold. Oh my God! It is anti-Semitic, Bobby. It says, look at the sign in the back. It says JOO Gold.
Jew Gold.
Yeah, Jew Gold.
Why does somebody have this?
That's horrible. You've been duped into wearing anti-Semitic gear.
I'm gonna go find a bastard who puts it out and make fun of him.
Shame on you for walking into the booth with an anti-Semitic sticker on your shoulder on the Full Melt Show shirt. Good Lord. Just saying, So you're wearing the beads. So why are the naked girls not here? You got beated off by the naked girls. Why are they not here in the studio talking to us in the petpain.com location?
It's a tough gig to corral all the naked girls, Steve.
Well, I don't know.
And then they weren't.
So Rick Thompson's joining us. You remember Rick Thompson from the Medical Marijuana Radio Show, from the Political Twist Up Show, from the Planet Green Tree Show, from every show and its brother. Tell us about the show, Sleeping Rick.
It's not Sleeping Rick, almost though. This is a fantastic Cannabis Cup.
It is.
We've heard at Secret Session, the recording that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, dude, you don't know what you're missing. We made you custom Secret Sesh rejoin music.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to wow you with the custom, but you couldn't get the audio to work.
Couldn't get it to work. But, boy, it was a fantastic event.
How did you manage to broadcast exactly an hour? I mean, it was like almost exactly an hour.
I watched the
counter?
Yeah, the counter.
It's easy to do it. It's digital, isn't it?
Well, because it's right there on the computer. So as long as you know to pay attention to it. Now, some people, know that it's there and just ignore it, right? But,
right.
But no, not me. I made sure that we got out right on time. And the last guest that we had was the woman that owned the building that the Secret Sesh was in. What a wonderful person to kind of put yourself out a little bit like that. Because we all know that doesn't come without some risk.
For sure.
People to do that kind of stuff.
Well, especially once the Secret Sesh was no longer secret.
Exactly right.
It was unsecreted.
Yep, and it was a fantastic experience. But everybody associated with it takes a little bit of a risk.
Does that mean that the Secret Sesh was secreted?
Oh, I don't know. Once I started selling tickets for it on Eventbrite, I thought it became the less than secret
Sesh.
But it was fantastic. Salam Rek DJ was fantastic. Spun great tunes. Adam is insane. If you haven't seen Adam on these little we call them hoverboards, these two-wheeled scooters that you stand on, and there's just it's incredible.
I have not seen the two. I think I've seen them online. They're pretty badass.
You can't wait, Steve. When you come in tomorrow, you'll see them around here.
I'm still waiting for the hoverboard from Back to the Future.
That's the closest thing I've ever seen. It's got the LED lights. It looks like he's off the ground. Now there are two wheels on it, but with the effortless way that they manipulate that and spin it around, it's totally amazing.
If you or I tried that, we'd have broken noses and be flat on our asses.
No, I'm a little more agile than my age might suggest. I'll say.
I don't know. I'm predicting broken hip. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
$5 on broken hip.
Broken hip. No, please don't bet on my demise. That's not fun.
There's going to be a guy standing over the operation game going.
Yeah. No, Steve will be fixing it. It'll be like, no, dislocated, not broken, dislocated. Yes.
So I got to ask you, were there more dabs at Secret Sesh or at the Cannabis Cup?
Oh, Cannabis Cup by far. Secret Sesh was nice.
That measure, I was taking that measure because you look extremely dabbed.
Secret Sesh was nice,
but
there were only probably about maybe 30 vendors there. There are over 200 vendors here at the Cannabis Cup in the medicating area by itself. And goodness gracious, I'll say 50, 60 different places where you can get dab stations. A lot of folks have contributed to the VIP bags and some of the other things that are going on. So there's so many free giveaways. It's just outstanding.
I noticed that you missed the awesome app demonstration of the streaming app. We've been streaming the Cannabis Cup on the mobile, the test version of the mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a demo happening in the background, but we missed it. Bobby took off somewhere. Our technical advisor has technically gone MIA.
I would suggest perhaps one of the body-painted naked women walked by and that sucked Bobby away.
Did she go by? Because if she did, she should be over here talking to us.
No, I just suggested that would be a reason why Bobby would walk away. Not that it actually happened.
I see. It was just...
Although there is a wonderful woman walking up that has a pot leaf costume on it. Looks homemade.
Should we grab her and talk to her?
Sure. Hang on a second.
You could reel out the I can reel out the microphone cord for you.
Hang on.
I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Hey, girl with the pot leaf costume, come here. We're doing a radio show. We want you to come on the radio show.
She's like, no, I don't want to talk. I'm just a pot leaf. Pot leaves don't talk. She says, no, ixnay on the eflay. She's giving us the.
I'll show you my boobs.
Look, Rick said he'd show her his boobs, and it's worked. She's come over to see Rick's boobs.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes, come on. Inside the booth. It's
Come
not so scary once you get inside.
So,
yeah, such a wonderful pot leaf costume.
Look,
did you make it yourself?
She
says no. She says no. She's sign languaging to me. What does it mean when someone sticks their middle finger up, Steve?
I think
what
that
happens?
means, that's a big F you.
Stop bothering me, you crazy man. Let me go back to drinking my beer and walk in the car.
She's got her middle leaf finger up.
Oh, that's right. Yes, your fifth pedal. Yes, it's pointed in my direction. That's right.
It's a big. She's literally a big green leaf.
We appreciate you letting us bother you in this day.
We have to pester somebody. It's live radio. What good is live radio if you can't pester anybody?
Right.
God. Oh, so this is the people watching here is great, isn't it, Rick?
Boy, we got smoked on our effort to get a leaf girl to talk to us.
We
that's
can't
not
even
good.
get the leaf. How are we going to get the naked girls?
Oh well, I have a way.
Well, yeah, but we said the way right now we said is Robert. You know, Robert chases all the pretty girls away.
There he is, right here, Robert, chasing all the pretty girls.
Look, did they bead you off again?
Did they bead you off?
Yeah, they said, here's some beads. Good, be off with you.
Oh, I thought we had some kind of decorum. I guess not, eh?
Beads. Here's some beads. Be off. So, did you chase after the naked girls again? No. We thought you would come back with a bone. No.
Nope. No more.
You chased them away, didn't
They're
you?
gone.
You chased them off.
Maybe tomorrow, though.
Maybe tomorrow. No, they're not coming back tomorrow. Yeah, they'll be out here tomorrow. Look, what caught me was they were spinning, and Rick was taking pictures at the time. I literally had 2 minutes to air, and I'm out talking to Rick Thompson, who is mesmerized by the dancing naked chicks with the hula hoops.
Yes.
Oh, so to do the demonstration for Rick, he's never seen the demo. Show
demonstration of the app?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever seen it. He's never seen the app. So close the app. Make sure it's closed first so he can see it open up. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now open it up for him. Show him the... There you go. No, you got to show it to him. You can't just open it. Dude. Do it again so he can see what it does. It opens up and it does a little screen splash of the logo, I think. There you go. And now he can see it. So it opens up and then it could... So pop open the part where it plays. And show him the part you got to touch. So you're at the Cannabis Cup. We're streaming live. He's touching the streaming live button.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
How great.
So even faux enthusiasm is.
So is it playing anything? Can you hear anything?
I sure can. I can hear it. Yes.
Yeah. So it's and the thing is that it's not getting there through like other software. It's the streamer. It's this thing that's getting us on that mobile app. It's weird. It's
Streamer.
It's the custom software. We've gotten into the custom software business. I think it's pretty badass. But anyway.
I have to tell you, it's very easy to use. It's a friendly interface. The Full Melt logo is a cool little thing to see.
Yes, we spent money on that logo. I hope it is. This interface here, you click that button. You do a login. It comes with a login, and then you click that button, and then it streams to the app. It's just that simple. Pretty cool.
That does seem simple.
So we're going to maybe give you guys at Planet Green Trees or at whatever version of whatever show you're doing over there now a copy of the streamer so that you can log in and stream your show to the app when you go on the air.
Fantastic.
That would be awesome.
You know, we talk about networking all the time in the cannabis community, and that's the reason why people join organizations and stuff. Radio shows can network, too, and
yes.
this is a way for people to get together.
It is the envisionment of the original medical marijuana radio network that I thought about some 5 or 6 years ago. If we can get everybody networking through this app and using it for free and giving it away to people for free to use, how awesome is that?
It would be fantastic.
I think we're going to try. Russ Belleville might be getting up on here. You can send push notifications to just your audience. It's really a cool thing.
You know, we're networking with some of the people that are national media figures for the cannabis community. Whether we like it or not, Secret Sesh, be real. I mean, those are frontline people in the communication network that we call the marijuana community.
Yes.
And it's really a communication network because what do? We talk to each other, right? That's communication.
It's more importantly, I think we inform each other.
Yep.
Like when I've got something, if I've got a news tidbit about something that just happened, the first thing, what am I doing first thing, Rick?
Calling me.
That's right. I'm telling Rick, and the same thing with Rick. As soon as he knows about something cool that's going on, he's going, hey, did you hear about this? Guess what I found out today?
Yep. That makes it more difficult for the media hitmen to silence a story by just killing one of us. So that's really been my strategy the whole time. Make sure that more than one person goes down if the secret has to be snuffed.
Wait a minute.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nobody told me that there were media hitmen. I got into this and not knowing. This was not an informed choice.
Right. You know, ask anybody that's trying to oppose oil development. They'll tell you.
How can you tell a guy 30-some years after he got into broadcasting that he got into a place where people are out to hit him?
Yeah.
You had a contract out, Green. The moment you joined into the media mob, there's a contract. I'm going to be Jimmy Hoffa now. I know it.
You know, we talk about this, and it's kind of fun, and we're having a good time. But the fact is, there is a lot of control over the message, and that when stations like this and broadcasts like this go against the grain, talk about things that are uncomfortable topics for those that are currently in power, it does engender some disgust and some irritation. And if the pain is big enough, that irritation can take a very ugly manifestation.
Yeah,
sure can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's I think prohibition is an ugly manifestation in and of itself.
But the number of people that make money on things like treatment centers or prescription pills or alcohol sales or whatever.
Right, the profiteering of prohibition.
Exactly right. The people that have gotten 40 years of good profits from that.
Fat cat money from the negative messaging.
Yep. Now, those people don't want to give it up. They don't want to go away. They don't want to try and... No, absolutely not. And trying to change a leopard's spots, that's just not going to happen.
Well, look, these rehab centers, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're all posh places. They got the palm leaves out in the front, and you've got a nice bedroom there.
Yeah,
it looks like a hotel.
Thousands of dollars for you to stay. Right?
Yeah, it looks like Hotel Nexus or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're being charged hundreds of dollars a day for that stuff.
Yep.
And these guys are getting wealthy off this, aren't they?
They certainly are. And I suppose if you're providing a service that's valuable to the community, then you should be able to do that. But the fact is, when you're trying to
if you have a true problem and you need some help with that problem, there should be a place that you can reach out for that help. So I'm not besmirching the industry.
Nope.
What I'm besmirching is the idea that you're going to call somebody who's using cannabis by its very nature problematic, and that you need to go to rehab to cure yourself of the cannabis use. To me, that's like going to rehab for curing yourself of eating.
I just did an article on a national study about marijuana and how courts refer people to treatment centers. And it turns out that treatment centers are usually like 73% referred by hospitals and by the medical centers, and only 27% of the referrals come from law enforcement. So we talk about law enforcement being a big problem in this, and they are. But the reality is the physicians that want to send people to treatment centers for so-called marijuana addiction, that's an even bigger problem.
Physicians shouldn't be in the position of making any judgmental statement on the status of a patient with regards to its criminality.
I agree. Now, it's true that, and a psychologist will tell you, people can become addicted to anything. They can become addicted to behaviors. They can become addicted to colors. They can become addicted to marijuana or tobacco or anything else.
Stepping over lines, not stepping on lines.
But that's a slim minority of individuals out there that have a personality such that...
I think I just broke Bobby's mother's back. I stepped on a crack.
Yep.
He gave me the no sign. No stepping on the crack sign.
Yep.
Sorry.
But she'll be okay. But the thing to understand is the treatment centers and this whole program have existed for so long, it's going to take a while for prohibition's end to mean a change in the way that healthcare goes. Well, a change in the way that things are done.
Even bigger than the treatment centers, how about the places that the court puts you through, the mills that the courts put you through for the piss testing and all that stuff?
No question. Mandatory this, mandatory that.
Mandatory urine testing. They've enshrined it in the law. It's part of your probation mandatory requirement.
Yep. I agree. And there are a lot of courts now that even for non-alcohol related offenses, they give you alcohol diversion classes. They do this, they do that. How can a world...
What bugs me mostly is that if you look into the ownership of these establishments, many times they're owned by the judges and the attorneys and the prosecutors who are very purpose in they're using their public office to send people to these treatment centers that they have ownership stake or their family has ownership stake interest in. Rick Thompson back at the Clio Cannabis Cup in moments as we hit the commercial break. Stand by, more coming up.
You're getting the full melt.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Get growing with GrowMax. Indoor, outdoor, beginner, or a warehouse full of Gavitas. Probiotic organics, or huge production with max power monster aeroponics systems. We can help you rock it. YouTube GrowMax with 2 X's. Customer service is why we're blowing up. And I'm Dave. My cell number is 906-221-2111. We also specialize in electrical and HVAC and new double-ended bulb technology. 906-221-2111. Get growing. GrowMax.
You know, it's not easy out there, but it can be easier. And when it comes to medical marijuana in Michigan and chronic pain management, Dr. Bob Townsend, renowned for his patient advocacy and deep understanding of how patients and medical marijuana certifications fit together, makes it his hallmark to educate and provide the best holistic treatment for your condition. Now, his knowledgeable staff makes you feel warm and welcome, and Dr. Bob makes you feel well. With locations across the state in Cadillac and Gaylord, Kalamazoo, Marquette, Mount Pleasant, Muskegon, Saginaw, Traverse City, you can't beat the convenience and feeling you get knowing you have someone on your side that cares. Denali Healthcare is on the web at denalihealthcaremi.com. Get answers to your holistic health questions or schedule an appointment now by calling 989-339-4464. Chronic pain management and holistic health answers is what they do. It's all they do. DenaliHealthcareMI.com. Get your certification and peace of mind now by making an appointment with Dr. Bob Townsend at 989-339-4464.
Secret Session. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
I love the Secret Sesh rejoins. They're very cool. I'm just saying, I wish I was at the Secret Sesh. I kind of am at the Secret Sesh right now. It's the Clio Cup Secret Sesh. The Clio Cannabis Cup Secret Sesh, where we are secretly seshing right now as we speak, aren't we, Rick?
Our secret seshing.
I don't know. Is it
kind
making
of openly seshing?
Can you tell that you're secret seshing? Because I don't know. Because it seems like the dabs would override any sesh that would follow.
What? You have to know Adam. Adam goes, what? Everything. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's cool. It's interesting. You know, before we went to break, we were talking about compromised objectivity and some of the sentencing and some of the things that happened in probation systems.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there has to be a better way for us to do this. Prohibiting people that are making decisions about these things from having profits in those. But even when you compose layers and layers of protection, the fact is you're still putting people into a system for something they don't deserve to be in.
Well, yeah, I don't think you should be putting any human being behind bars for the use of any substance, frankly. Honestly, I don't. I think that drug use is a social health issue and a public health issue and not necessarily a criminal justice issue under any circumstances.
Right. You know, when you talk about drug use, and there are so many different substances that compose that.
Right.
I know sometimes
any substance use.
Yeah, people sometimes will be for a marijuana legalization, but not for meth or heroin or something like that. And that's okay. You can approach it at whatever comfort level you want. Just stay educated, and as society changes, make sure that we evolve our own opinions. What we think now certainly would have been absolutely not even considered to be legitimate in 1980 or even 1990, 1995.
I think, look, what Bob, well, see, that was the height, well, not quite the height, but it was the beginning of the height of the drug war. I mean,
war on drugs. Remember, This Is Your Brain on Drugs. That was in 1984.
84, right. This is the same year that is in 1984 that they debuted the iMac?
Could be.
I think that was the year that the iMac had the Super Bowl commercial with the new iMac.
Mm-hmm.
It was like its debut.
I can tell you that since then, we've evolved society a long way. But there are a lot of people that were in power in 1984 that are still in power now that have not evolved their attitudes. And it's not their fault. I mean, it's difficult to change when you're older. But when you have a responsibility to the community because you've been either put there by the electorate in a vote or you've been appointed to a position by people who were put there by the electorate in a vote, you have to be beholden to the individual people themselves. And I just don't see that when we talk about drug policy. And sometimes people want us to be completely free and have drug prohibition of all kinds rent asunder. That may be in the ideal circumstance, but right now I'll just take marijuana legalization if I can get it.
Yeah, look, it's I think any legalization that you can do on the drug war front is a good deed to both the taxpayer and the policeman.
We talked today on the Am I Legalized panel here at the Cannabis Cup. You know, there's panels and seminars.
Panel. You're talking about the speaking panel.
Exactly right. There are more of them on Sunday too. We talked today about what the cost to the judiciary would be, to the court systems, or the benefit of it if the Am I Legalized program were to pass. And, I tell you, Josh Covert, one of our directors who's a criminal defense attorney, went on at length about the different things that would change, how we'd have to fund things differently, and how we may not need as many guards, and we don't have as many jail cells filled. He was expansive, and he spoke with beauty about the subject. There's so much room for improvement in our current system, and this is Am I Legalized, and events like this are just one step towards that.
Look, this is a celebration of steps like that, isn't it? Isn't this?
Yes.
I mean, isn't almost everybody here either a pioneer in the cannabis community from their state? Because there's a lot of people from out of state here representing, right?
Absolutely.
And then we got a ton of people here from obviously in Michigan representing.
True.
And not only in the booths, but in the cup entries for the different varieties and types of cannabis.
I think most of the cup entries, since the cup entries have to be sponsored by a dispensary in Michigan,
right.
They're probably mostly generated in Michigan. But your point is well taken, especially considering all the different wins. The fact that we can have 200 different vendors in one place talking about pot, that's a win. The fact that we can drag people from outside the state to Michigan in a positive way for something that promotes health and wellness, that's a win. The fact that we can get Grammy Award-winning artists to come to...
Iration.
Iration tonight, but last year we had... What's-his-face from Black Eyed Peas?
What's-his-face from Black Eyed Peas?
I apologize. It's a bad thing that I don't know, but as Steve mentioned earlier, I am kind of dabbed out.
It's okay. We get your well-intentioned
But
messaging.
the point is, this is an experience that's, although it may be located in Clio, Michigan, it's being experienced by the whole state, and the benefits are statewide too.
Honestly, I'm fanatically happy that we're located in Clio, Michigan for this Cannabis Cup competition, because I think when you go to Detroit, I don't know, Detroit's been run down over the last few, you don't want to go to the armpit of the state, which I think is what Detroit can be classified as, by many places around the state. If you're going to Detroit, there's nothing wrong with Detroit. I love its resurgence. I love what they're going through, the transformation that's happening with Mike Dugan and the new city council down there, getting some stuff done. Rolling up sleeves, getting stuff done. But when everybody in northern Michigan or people in the UP and other parts of the state, because, it's not just southeast Michigan that makes up the cannabis community, especially the medical cannabis community. And for crying out loud, this is the Medical Cannabis Cup.
Yes.
It would make more sense to be centrally located in the state where people can travel north from the south and south from the north and meet in the middle. And what a great configuration that has proved to be.
Talk about some international celebrities. Here we have DC and Melissa from Sweet Stone.
Sweet Stone.
Look at that gold medal on his neck. It's silver.
Big Claudie hug. Oh.
You get a lot of hair on your face when you get a Claudie hug. That's all I'm saying.
So, look, we have to give you...
I'll take a Claudie hug.
Here comes a Claudie hug. Sweet Stone candy.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is a small business success story. Started in Michigan, moved to a couple different states, and has really taken off and been profitable and successful everywhere you've gone, right?
So give him a moment. You got to pull up a chair, you guys. So this is Claude and his girl from Sweet Stone Candy, yes?
Yeah.
And we got your official...
Wait, is there a camera? Or we just...
No cameras. We're
okay.
It's
just the radio.
Just a live radio thing. So we got you your official Full Melt Show shirt. Is that the right size? Will that fit you?
2X.
2X.
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Does your girl need one? Yes.
Yeah, small.
Small. Can we get her a small? No, that's the wrong one. We need her a Full Melt shirt. Okay, so Bobby, get her a small shirt. You guys are out here representing.
Yeah.
We love you. Oh, look, it's a Claudie Bear. I have to tell you, I've never eaten a Claudie Bear.
Well, that's why I just handed you one.
What flavor is this? It's pineapple.
There you go, brother.
I'm going to have a pineapple. I'm going to experience for the first time on the radio show an actual Claudie Bear. I've been waiting for this moment. I don't make it out into dispensaries often.
Yes.
So I don't have a chance to enjoy a Claudie Bear. Oh, look, he's pineapple-y.
Perfect.
So, now, what can I expect from the Claudie Bear?
Hours and hours of euphoric bliss. Or a really good night's sleep.
Claude, you're big into cooking.
I love cooking.
Tell us about some of the delicious stuff you're involved in. I know that you do frequent Facebook invites across the country to come and eat your fare for free.
Hey, I love to feed people. That's what I love more than anything else. I mean, making edibles is a passion, helping patients is a passion, but first and foremost, I love to feed people. So
I have to say, this Claudie Bear is delicious.
Excellent. I'm glad you like it.
It's a jumbo Claudie Bear.
Yep, one Claudie Bear, 100 milligrams.
Wow. I think I just ate like 3 portions in one bite.
Yep.
So, what's the biggest Claudie Bear you've ever made?
Regular size. We made how potent, 200 milligrams, maybe more.
You never made a bigger Claudie Bear than that?
No. Problem with that is the molds.
Right.
Sourcing a mold big enough. I guess we can make one. Just haven't really.
I've seen some enormously large gummies before.
Oh,
They're
I've
like
seen them
novelty
too.
gummies.
Like the 5 and 10 pound ones.
Right,
yeah, we bought a
right.
couple. I've gotten a couple for presents and stuff.
I saw Captain Kirk got a what was it? Wasn't it the Enterprise or one of the Star Trek ships?
Oh yeah, wasn't the Death Star? It was.
I can't remember now. I'm on the spot.
Solo's ship. John. Yeah, Millennium Falcon.
There you. That's what it was. It was the Millennium Falcon.
I just lost nerd points right there. Should have known that.
Well, did he ask the official nerd, Bobby? Did he lose nerd points for not knowing?
I would have got it if he would have given me a few more seconds. But he's obviously on top of his nerd game because he had it like that. So
was it your answer? Were you the Cyrano de Bergerac of nerdism?
Yeah.
What did you just say? Cyrano de Bergerac of nerdism. That was a reference. That was a faint reference. Yeah. Okay. So, obscure references aside, food is never obscure, is it, Claude?
No, never. Everybody's got to eat.
Look, I saw you posted on Facebook about the 900 Bistro. Is that what it's called? The 900? Was it the 900 Bistro?
Oh, 900 Degrees Bistro.
900 Degrees Bistro. That's what it is.
That's our buddy's place, actually, in Sterling Heights. They just opened
up.
Like about a month ago, I think is the first. Nope, less than that. It's been only 2 weeks.
I am drooling over what they got.
It is so good. You definitely need to get out of the house, make it up there, and stop by and see them.
I'm going to because some of the stuff that I've seen just on their menu tells me that they are on the upper echelon of the food for service business.
So they are certified by the
Italian government
to make their pizza. They have all their ingredients.
The oven itself is certified.
Yep.
It's kind of like they do. It's kind of like a kosher blessing from Italia, isn't it?
Yep. Absolutely. And there's only a select number of restaurants in the whole country with that certification.
Distinct significance.
Yes, absolutely. But
I saw by a Facebook posting that you've had the chance to go visit there.
Yep, we've been there twice now.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous of you,
so
Claude.
good.
I've got to go.
I'll probably end up going there one more time before we leave.
So what are you guys doing here for food? Are you doing some foodie things out here?
So our booth at the Cannabis Cup, we have slushies and cotton candy. We prepared for medicated coffee, but It was hot today, so we kind of just put that on the back burner.
Ixnay on the offie K.
Yeah.
How about the food fair? What about grilling? Are you doing any off-campus grilling?
We didn't really do any today. We kind of did breakfast for our crew. We flew the crew out here from California to experience Michigan and see where we're from and give them that experience. So
I'm a food guy. I love food. We're going to break, by the way, so we've only got a couple seconds left in this break. But if you can hang on through the break with us, I'd love to talk more about food and stuff happening in Michigan, because you guys are all over the country.
For sure.
And we'd like to dip in on that flavor.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second. You're going to break at the Clio Cannabis Cup. Back in moments. Don't go away.
You're getting the full melt.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit petpain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. Petpain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
Got something to hide? Cannalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Cannalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Cannalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Cannalock.com. Visit Cannalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Secret Sesh. It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Talking to you back from the Clio Cannabis Cup Live. Only got about 7 minutes left in a 2-hour special live broadcast. I feel really privileged to be out here doing this. I really do. I don't feel like I'm on a pedestal. I don't feel all big-headed about being out here. I'm just so happy we had the opportunity to come out here and represent what this is and what it means to the state of Michigan. Claude, you used to be a Michigan resident, right?
Technically, I'm still a Michigan resident.
Hey, so he is a Michigan resident.
We have a couple houses here, actually.
Yeah, and so now you moved out to the wonderful state of Cali.
Yeah, wonderful. That's subjective, I suppose.
Well, it's wonderful when you get a chance to go scubaing in the ocean.
That's one of the reasons that we do enjoy California. Indeed, we love to scuba.
Tell us about scuba.
Well, we actually came back here to scuba. We came back on the 7th, and we spent the first 10 days scubaing a bunch of shipwrecks in Lake Huron in the Straits of Mackinac.
Didn't somebody give that to you as a gift, touring the shipwrecks of Michigan?
Yeah, kind of. Actually, my brother owed me money, and instead of telling him to pay me the money back, I was like, hey, buy us fun Christmas presents. And creative brother that I have, he bought us a scuba gift card. It's like,
well, you had just started to get into scuba at that time.
Yeah.
So he's like, this is a way
it
to
was
further
kind
your
of a good idea, but
it's cold out there, though, isn't it?
It was so cold. Like we were definitely prepared for cold. We have dry suits that we paid out arm and a leg for to keep us warm, but my hands were so cold, and pretty much the only thing exposed on us is like our lips, and we had wet hands. We had wet gloves on our hands, so our hands were wet. Then
I think you got to be pretty brave. I mean, I understand diving in the ocean, especially warmer parts of the ocean. Although California is a colder part of the ocean.
Oh, definitely.
But if you go to Florida, it's kind of warmer out there. I'd love to scuba in Florida. I've never had the pleasure. I'd love to go scuba diving one day.
Yeah. Well, we're actually working on our dive master and instructor certifications eventually. So
it's like
eventually you'll be able to learn to scuba from us.
It's like but that would be awesome.
And it won't cost you an arm and a leg because we just love to teach everybody something new.
It's something cool and fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar process to, wouldn't you say, doing parachuting as an excursion?
Yep. And then I have a good friend Josue out in California that skydives a lot. And
Really?
He kind of has been bugging us to go skydiving with him.
Oh,
So
you got to take him up on that.
yeah, that's definitely next on the list. I was actually too heavy to skydive for a while there. So
Really? I mean, George Bush, they let George Bush Sr. skydive.
Yeah.
They won't let you up in the air. Come on.
But
you've been on a campaign. You stopped smoking. You lost some weight. You're doing good.
Yep.
I think it's awesome, Claude. I just got to champion you as a human being and an individual. The direction you're going in is an awesome one. It really is.
Appreciate that.
So you came to the Clio Cannabis Cup. You got a booth. You're doing the slushies. This is a new thing for you too, yes?
Yep.
How's that working out?
Good. Real good. We actually did the slushies for the first time at Chalice last month, and it was really receptive. We had a good reception.
Your good buddy Brian Rice came out, didn't he?
Yes, sir. He's out there cooking with us, and we love when he comes to hang with us because we're all getting fed really well. And I mean, I like to feed people, and I consider myself good at it, but he is definitely leaps and bounds ahead of me.
I tell you what, I did some culinary training and discovered in the practice of it that I didn't like cooking for under high pressure for a big dining room.
Yep.
I could never do that for a living. It would
I don't
kill
like
me.
that either. That's why I invite people to my home where I can control the environment.
Exactly.
I can hold you hostage if I'm not ready to serve you yet. And you can't really get mad at me because you're a guest in my home.
And we're giving you a delicious free dinner.
Yeah, exactly. And it's free,
Well,
so you
right.
can't complain.
Right. But there's a certain pleasure that comes from watching people take pleasure in the food that you've created for just specifically them.
Yeah.
And I take great satisfaction in that as well. I love to cook for small groups of people because it's a way to showcase a talent because it is a great skill set, cooking.
Yep, and everybody needs to eat.
Yes,
everybody
exactly.
loves to eat.
And so many people are so used to just going and grabbing the ramen noodle when they're hungry, or just filling up with garbage, carbs, and crap like that.
Yep.
It's good to see people eating healthy, and you moved to a great state. I mean, if there was ever a state that married up to that ideal, it's California. Everything is healthy out there. If you're doing something unhealthy and eating, you're like in the uncool zone.
For sure. Outcasts.
Right. Look, if you're a star pulling up in a limo at a McDonald's out in L.A., they're going, oh, dude.
Right.
How far have you fallen? So is there anything in particular you're looking forward to while you're out here, Claude?
We were looking forward to the shipwrecks. We saw a bunch of them. We scubaed this shipwreck called the Cedarville that was about 650 feet long. Just go to the bottom is probably 110 feet down. So you hit that thermocline at 50, and you're like, damn, it's cold.
Well, then there's the bone-crushing pressure.
Yeah, you get kind of used to that.
Ear popping.
You equalize on the way down, but you get to the bottom and you're looking up, and all you see is ship. It's just so humbling and crazy that
you recognize a certain scale to the world at that point, don't you? It certainly puts you in a different perspective, which is what I love about photography.
Yep.
Have you ever explored photography at all?
My dad is actually a photographer, so I grew up with being his little helper. I'm That's why when you see me, I'm smiling. That's where I get my smile from. I had lots of practice growing up. So
cheese, you get the cheese from the say cheese.
Yep, but so I have dabbled in photography a little bit, but
it sounds like it's a skill set that would marry up to your other ones.
Yeah.
Especially, look, the reason I asked is because you take such great pictures that represent your food.
That's funny. I just use my cell phone and.
But it's a great use of the cell phone.
Funny angles. Is all, but
I think when they do commercial food for television, especially for TV, it's so mocked up. I mean, it's so much not real food.
Yep.
If you're looking at ice cream, it's probably lard.
Yep.
So it doesn't melt under the camera lights, and so they can reposition it and have long filming sessions without replacing the ice cream every 15 minutes. Or now it's changed its form and shape. We need a new ice cream.
Right.
Now it doesn't look like the last ice cream. Let's mold it the right way. It's just lard.
Yep.
They colored it. It's lard. It's gross. Same thing with like a turkey.
Right.
Have you ever seen the steaming turkey?
Yeah.
The steam is fake. It's like I'll add it in later, and it's really just a cold turkey that they put some varnish on to give it a little bit of color. It's not appealing. The glue in your Frosted Flakes picture.
Yep.
The milk is not milk; it's glue. So I'm just saying, there's a weird fanciness to taking food pictures, but your stuff looks so appealing when I see it on the Facebook post. So I just had to compliment you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But I think you should be, in my opinion, I think you'd be great at expanding on that because it takes a certain eye to frame up a picture and make it interesting. And because you're trying to sell the food, I think you get that flair on that photography angle by looking at the food and going, how can I best sell this? Because presentation on food is everything, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's not everything, but it's a very important thing.
Absolutely.
Color and presentation. If it looks like crap, it's like your chances are you might not even try it.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be the best thing in the world, but if it's like, ew, it looks like dog poo, I'm not trying that.
Indeed.
But conversely, it could look really awesome and be horrible.
I've definitely had edibles like that. Fancy packaging, tastes like shit. I'll say that on there.
Yeah, I don't think the FCC is going to yank our license. We don't have one.
Good.
Just, FYI on that.
But yeah, there's definitely many edibles out there where they spend all their money on their packaging and not any on their food development. So
right. And
they need to switch that around. I'd rather see an all right packaging and a really good edible.
What are you thinking about this stuff in Colorado where they want to put the stop sign on there? Is that a good idea, bad idea? What do you think?
I think it's silly.
It's silly. Why?
I mean, is there stop signs on your alcohol? I mean, there's warnings. Yes, I agree. There should be a big warning on it, but
right, they didn't put a stop sign on the Tide packs that look like candy to kids, and they show up in the emergency room from eating the Tide packs.
Lemon Pledge or Windex looks like blue Kool-Aid. I mean, Comet.
That looks like a pixie stick.
Fun Dip,
contest. Yeah, Fun Dip. Look, you're absolutely right. You're pointing to very valid objections to that claim.
It is important to label your edibles properly so that maybe not necessarily your kid can read it, but so that the adults or your teenage kids will know to keep them away from the younger kids, things like that. But really, it's on the parent to educate your kids, hey, this is medicine, don't eat this.
Right. Well, food's such an important thing to everybody, and then, when you start, everybody's got the scare story, the scare tactics when they talk about kids. What do you think about the thing about not making your packaging look like or represent another brand, like a cushy bar, or you know what I mean, where they try and... I guess I don't even know if we got time to answer that question. We're getting ready to end the show. We got about 20 seconds left. Anything else, Claude?
Well, I guess I can try to answer it. I don't really agree with that. There's people that do it. It's clever, but there's way better ways to be clever with your ideas. Right. So Just be original.
Thanks so much. Listen, we got to run. We'll talk to you tomorrow again live from the Clio Cannabis Cup.
The Full
Thank
Melt
you.
Show is a production of TFM Media.